Assalamu alaikum. You know what? I'm doing this video because you know what? I have done research on the government shutdown. And I thank all of the people that said, man, you know what? They have challenged me and they really want to talk about this subject matter. And doing research and even using GPT, you know what? I found out that the Republicans about the government shutdown, they're wrong. They're wrong. Okay. First of all, how are they wrong? They're wrong because you, you as an in them, you know what? Immigrants as an individual, they are not qualified for Medicare. They do not qualify. Okay. They're wrong. Okay. And in the new bill in year 2025, which there's a government shutdown, and you can use this video for case study. What the Republicans are proposing is that the immigrants that are currently here, refuge, okay, they cannot use Medicare. Okay, cannot use it. Asylum seekers that came from Central America and other countries that are here, and it's documented, they cannot use Medicare. Okay. And those that have temporary protection, okay, and have a status of TPS, they cannot use Medicare. And individuals that are survivors of trafficking and domestic violence cannot use Medicare. And I happen to believe that you know what, you should be able to use it until you are processed and let out of this country. I'm talking about the individuals that are presently here. I think they ought to be able to use Medicare because the thing is, if somebody gets sick or injured, but I think is if they use Medicare, they should be processed out of this country. And I'm by no means saying that you should not follow a protocol to come into the United States. I agree with the Republicans on that. But I'm saying the individuals that are in the United States and they're classified right now, they're classified as refugees. They're classified as asylum keepers, asylum being an asylum, and those that temporary protection. I don't believe that these rights should be taken away. Okay, but but under normal circumstances, because somebody gets sick or injured or something like that, and they need medical attention, I just think that that's the humane thing to do. But by no means do I believe that people should be able to come into the country and they should not have to deal with circumstances. I mean, deal with consequences. I think that you know what, it would be unfair to grandfather people in that are already here to just grandfather and say, you know what, we're going to give everybody, you know, with status as a United States citizen, because I don't think that that's fair to the people that have done what is right and has followed the process. That is wrong. You must, you cannot have open borders. You cannot. And I just think the best thing is for them, as the Trump administration said, is to self-deport. I believe that. You know, conservative. I'm very conservative, but I just believe, like I said, individuals. and they should be sent back to their homes, the homes of origins. That is something that I believe. But I'm going to do a video, you showing my findings after doing research. These are just not my words. These are from Chat GPT and other readings that I have done, talking about the government shutdown and all of these things. But I just believe that the Democrats, they're not messaging right, but the Republicans are messaging well. But like I said, but from the research, I have the ones that are presently here, they cannot use Medicare. They can't use, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That I didn't know. I didn't know. But I'm saying, but if you hold those statuses that I named, I think you ought to be able to use Medicare. Okay. But I believe when you use it, you should be processed out of the United States of America and go back to your country of origins. Give me a call, leave me a message because I'm going to add to the findings of what Chat GPT, a chat box, came to. And I think all the detractors have fought me tooth and nail because you know what? You've helped to make me a better podcaster by doing research. So I'm going to end this, and like I said, I'm going to do editing to this, and let's make this short. But after this, you'll see either the video or you will see the information that Chat GPT gave me after doing research. And that's not the only place I've gotten research from. So, assalamu alaikum.